this picks up though, right? Like now you end up turning over, it's almost like 300 properties over a 2-year period. You find funding with a hedge fund. Like, talk to us about that growth there, and maybe some of the I can't think of a better word here, but just being scared, right? Like, that's a lot of growth. It's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot on the plate there. It's in retrospect, it all sounds great. At the time, talk to us about some of those emotions and feelings.
Oh man, at the time. So we skip a little bit of getting to this part of it where I met the hedge fund and that, I got laid off from the full-time job that I was working because I was kind of doing wholesaling part-time after I was able to find a full-time job. They closed the doors. The whole business shut down. They gave us like 7 days notice, went on unemployment for a year and really just hustled out that year, was able to put a couple deals together in that year. But towards the end of that first year, I got in touch with a hedge fund out of the UK, and it was actually like through the 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝘁𝗃𝗄𝗏 message board around 2000, like very early on, like 2013, 2012, so in that area right there. Got in touch with them and just kind of regurgitated information that I listened to at networking events and from listening to Mike and when he was doing his classes and everything else. Like a lot of the stuff I didn't even understand at the time, but I just carried enough confidence in the meetings for them to take a chance on me. It was kind of a fake it till you make it type of deal. And I was able to get those first 5 properties as a tester. So, and I was nervous going in every meeting that everybody knew I was a fraud. And you know what I mean? It was just, it was a lot of anxiety during that time. But, when they finally put their trust in me, I treated, and I always have, period with investors' money. But I treated their dollars like they were mine. I watched every penny, made sure that I got into the project, took a couple losses in that 5 property tester, but I didn't want the losses to blow back on them because I didn't want them to lose confidence in me. So what ended up happening is I ended up outperforming everybody they had worked with to that point. And that's when my head just blew up, right? Of course I did, I'm the greatest. And I find out later that it was that everybody they had worked with previously was just robbing them blind. So anybody would look like they were fantastic at that time. But nonetheless, it gave me enough confidence to really push forward and dig in. And they opened up the checkbook and we just started hitting it. It was over 280 in the first couple of years. Overall, it was over 400 units that we did all over the south side, west side. It was an interesting business model that they had. It's a shame that it fell apart, but I don't know. That's kind of the long and short of it.